Security.
We've got secure areas where only people with badges are allowed.
Life safety issues.
Here's our public area.
Wow, life safety
Are you
issues?
guys armed?
I'd appreciate if you wouldn't take video of me. I know I didn't give you permission to do that.
You're in this office?
No, but nearby there has been.
No, I didn't give you permission to do that.
You're in this office?
No, but nearby there has been.
Are
Well,
you still taking video?
How's it going, everybody? Watching The Watchman here with Amagansett Press at the Arapahoe County Public Works and Development Building in Englewood, Colorado. So we're gonna take a look around, go inside, and see if they respect our First Amendment rights to film.
right, to take photographs and video in public. Just real quick while we're out here, here's one of the Public Works vehicles. Now it's very confusing around here in this area we're in. When you look up this address on Google, it comes up as Englewood, but Centennial is very close, and sometimes there's conflicting addresses depending where you look and what it is. So, as far as I'm concerned, we're in Englewood, Colorado. Some call it Centennial. Let's go in and take a look and see how these folks are doing today. I'm out with Watching the Watchman. Got my back and I got his. So Arapahoe County, Colorado's first. Setting the standard
Public hearing
in public works
notices.
and development. Public hearing notice board.
Map of the little complex.
Yeah, this is the map of the complex where we are. I have to get in close with my wide angle there. All right, let's take a walk inside and see what's going on in here today. I'll just wait around there. So we're okay
I'm
not
sorry,
having
you failed
separate things
inspection?
on this floor right now? Yeah. So
Oh,
that can
okay, thanks.
go kind of right there. So we have some pamphlets out available. Some public information. Back here are secured areas, so we won't go back there. So we have animal control. Information regarding engineering and transportation.
Using your company to apply for the permit?
Yep. There's your answer.
Here's the building division.
Waste management system should not serve fiction.
Looks like we have several desks for the building division. Not surprising with the building boom going on here in this area.
Okay.
Did you want to keep one of these copies? Because I was transferring some of the other notes here. If I can move it if you want.
Can I help you guys?
And this is planning and zoning.
Can I help you guys?
Hello?
Hi, I'm Joe.
How are you, Joe? Jason.
Can I help you guys?
Nice to meet you. No, really don't need any help. Unless you have a glass of water. Or a water fountain.
Yeah.
No,
What
but
are you guys
otherwise
doing?
we're fine. Just taking some video, narrating.
Okay. For what?
We're just doing a tour of the facility here. Doing a little video tour.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, you're Joe?
Daniel? I'm Joe Richards, yeah.
How are you, Daniel?
Oh, fine.
These guys just take some photographs and just trying to find out what they're doing.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay,
Got a meeting
so-
here with
I'm sorry.
Becky right now.
It was for...
And who's it for?
You know?
For us.
Okay. Purpose being?
That's a lot of questions. I'm not asking any questions. I was just... So
Oh,
I'm
they're just visiting to
Yeah.
take some shots of.
Yeah, just check the place out. We're not just coming to Public Works either. We're going to several of the organizations here in the complex.
Okay.
Yeah. Just taking a look around. We just actually went to motor vehicles. Those folks were very nice.
With
and
life
welcoming.
as it is today, we kind of be careful in what
I
we
have...
With life
comes
as
in
it
the
is
door.
today.
Yeah.
How was life today?
Security.
We've got secure areas where
So
only
they
people
have
with
a
badges
form.
are allowed.
Life safety issues.
Here's
Of
our,
course,
here's our
about.
public area.
Wow, life safety
Are you
issues?
guys armed?
Are we armed?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Wow, this is turning into something. What are we trying to make this?
Not nothing. Just
I'm
ask.
armed with a camera, and actually what I did was, I purposely went out and got myself an Olympus, so that way it didn't say Canon on the front of it, because I didn't want to scare it.
That's pretty good.
So no, there's nothing to be afraid of. This is actually my son,
Very good. That's all I'm asking.
and we're not looking to, no nefarious activities.
that's what I'm looking for.
No ill intent, as they
As you
say.
see, my staff doesn't have any security, so we're very concerned about their health.
Have you needed any? Has there ever been an incident here in this office?
I'm sorry?
Has there ever been an incident here in this office?
No, but nearby there has been.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're braver than, we're still in the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are
Absolutely.
you an ex-military guy?
I am not.
You're not, okay. Neither am I, so don't feel bad.
Well, I was in service, but not.
But no, and
I
to
didn't
be
see active duty.
perfectly honest with you, I don't blame you coming and asking me what we're
That's all,
doing at
yeah,
all.
that's what I'm concerned about.
100%, I get it. But from my perspective, I'm more afraid of the guys that you don't see and the cameras that you don't see.
Absolutely.
No, wait, this is,
There's no doubt about it, but you're here, so I have to ask.
you got it. And I'm sorry, just, you said your name was Joe, are you one of the managers of the building?
I'm one of the building division manager.
Building division
Yeah.
manager, okay.
Yeah.
Just for this department or for the entire complex?
Just for the, I'm gonna oversee the whole county for the building and.
Oh, you are? Okay, good, so we went right to the top.
Yep.
Well, the top came
Well,
right to
yeah,
us.
yeah. I'm on the side over here, but.
Okay.
Okay.
No, well, we appreciate your professionalism and your cordial
Very good.
demeanor.
Well, you're welcome. It's a
Okay.
public place. You're sure welcome here. I just, I get concerned when I see people I don't know and.
Okay, so now that we've had a little chat, we're fine, taking
fine,
some video and
absolutely.
photographs?
Absolutely.
All right, so then I'm going to even more specifically tell you exactly what we're doing here, being that that's the case based on
Yeah.
what you just said. What we're doing is a First Amendment audit.
Ah, okay, cool.
So what we do is we come in and we don't bother anybody, we don't go in any secure areas, we don't
Great.
go anywhere we're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mind our own business, take some film and some
Yep.
photographs, and just see the reaction from the staff at the office and make sure that our right to photograph in publicly accessible areas and
absolutely.
government buildings is being honored. That's all it is.
We do that. I get a little nervous with the situations we've had around the country today that, I'll make sure
You know, and I understand that
these are my
100%.
family too. They're just
Oh,
not people I
absolutely.
work with.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You spend more time with them than you do with your
Absolutely.
family.
Absolutely.
But no, and I get all that. I really do get that. But our goal, in whatever minuscule little part we can play in the whole thing, is to try to eliminate that fear and try to go back to the way things used to be when you and I were young.
I agree with you 100%.
I'm sure you remember jumping in front of somebody's camera when you were
I remember hitchhiking
Yeah.
and not being afraid. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that was a nice place to be. So we just, after some things have gone on in the world, and I understand that, but we want people to just take a deep breath and let their shoulders
You're
down
more
a
than
little
welcome.
bit. Thank you very much.
right.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
to meet you,
All
Joe.
right, nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
How you doing?
Good.
Joe?
I'm Joe.
Hi, I'm Bob Ryder.
Hey, Bob.
How are you?
Good to meet you, Bob.
A couple awards over here.
Oh, restaurant from expiring.
No.
And I definitely understand Joe's concern when coming up and asking us what we do. I appreciate the way it ended. I'm sorry, what was your first name again, sir? Jason. My name's Jason, this is my son Ben.
I'd appreciate if you wouldn't take video of me. I know I didn't give you permission to do that.
You're in this
No,
office?
but nearby there has been.
No, I didn't give you permission to do that.
You're in this
No,
office?
but nearby there has been.
Are
Well,
you still taking video?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I do, well, you didn't say that when you were out here before, but actually, we don't need your permission. You're in a public space.
I know what you guys are up to. We've got.
What we're up to is defending your rights
Oh, thank
as a
you very
U.S.
much.
citizen, as well as everybody else's.
Do you have any questions about Public Works and what our services are here for Arapahoe County?
Do we have any questions about public works and what the services are? What
Yeah, because
basically-
this is our Public Works department.
Right.
Part of the rest of the county.
Right.
And I was just wondering if you had any questions.
The only questions that we have were to come in, and which really aren't questions, but we're coming in to see what forms and what public information is available, pamphlets, that kind of thing.
Yeah, we're happy to answer those
As
questions.
well as gauge your reaction to us filming and taking pictures inside, which I'm being forthright with you about. That's what we're doing. I also explained that to Joe.
Yeah, we're aware.
That's all it is. Yeah.
We're aware this type of activity goes on.
Yeah. So do you have any preconceived ideas about
No.
what we do?
No.
No? Or none that you'd like to share?
I have none.
No? Well, you know
we're just-
about it.
We're having a training in here.
Okay.
Providing building permits for the public.
Right.
And finalizing all of our budget stuff for the year.
Okay.
And have a meeting on our forecasting to try to make sure we're using our public dollars wisely.
Well, that's good. We'd like to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure you're all for government transparency and accountability, and that's basically what the goal of our activities are at the end of the
Okay.
day. as well as being able to share what goes on here with people who don't have the opportunity to come down here and, you know, firsthand and see for themselves. So hopefully we're helping somebody somewhere along the way. And I also enjoy spending the time with my son, so you can't, you know, there's nothing wrong with
Got
that.
2 sons,
There you go.
both Eagle Scouts,
There you go.
working hard.
I know you don't do First Amendment audits, but you ever take any video or photography with them or get into any of that stuff?
With my sons?
Yeah, it's a good,
No.
it's a nice
Well-
family activity, especially here with the wilderness and the beauty of the landscape and
Are you
everything.
here from Colorado?
We just moved to
You're from
Colorado
Colorado.
about 5 months ago.
I see.
Yeah, from New York originally. You
Okay.
couldn't tell by the accent. Everybody rags on me for my accent.
No, I didn't hear any New York.
Now, huh? That's more Boston. But no, we don't have it. No ill will, no ill intent. I said to Joe, we're just, you know,
Did
we're
you
just
say
out.
that you guys do
um,
have an attorney involved?
It's
Trying to see how people react when we go out and take video.
Do you have a
And
sponsor?
no, I don't have a sponsor, but just so you know, it's a little more dear to my heart than some of the guys that do this kind of thing. Simply because I went to the School of Visual Arts in Manhattan, in New York, in the late 80s. Graduated with a degree in photography, a major in photography. And I worked for the New York Times as a staff photographer for several years. I have affiliations with many different publications and newspapers, local and national and worldwide, and that sort of thing. I still have some freelance accounts that I work with. So in the course of my career, I can't tell you how many times my rights were either questioned or trampled upon out in public trying to do my job.
Oh, you mean doing as a
Taking
reporter?
video.
As a reporter?
I wasn't actually a reporter. I was more the video photography guy.
Yeah.
I actually did
People
real
aren't real
estate.
comfortable just having somebody walk up and take their photo or video.
They used to be.
Yeah.
They used to be. Remember the old days? You're
They used to
probably
be
around the same
comfortable
age.
with that?
Oh, people used to jump in front of the camera and wave, "Hi, Mom."
Oh, they still do that. 'Cause a lot of people want to be online or social media, or some
Right, right.
other people like their privacy, and I know that they're
I
not
just
guaranteed
don't-
that anymore.
Being born in the, you know, I'm not the oldest guy in the room sometimes, but born in the 60s. And I remember a world where people walked around and they weren't afraid and their shoulders were down and everybody looked each other in the eye and waved hello. And that's the world I'm trying to do my minuscule part to get back to.
Yeah, I've
That's
been
all
in
it
New
is.
York City when I was in 6th grade. Grew up on a farm here in Colorado. The first time I ever
Nice.
left Colorado, in New York City, I saw people were just terrified. They wouldn't speak. They wouldn't look at anyone.
That long ago?
Oh yeah, that was
surprised.
way back in the late 60s.
Well, maybe you looked like a cowboy and then,
Probably did. Well, I was a kid.
Yeah.
I just realized, you know, there are different cultures, different situations. But
Right.
in that big city, it's like there wasn't that kind of interaction with other humans like you get in small towns and rural areas. And I'm sure part of it is just there's so many people. You got to focus on what you're doing. And
well, and there's also, when you're in an
Somewhere you get
urban
your business.
environment, you also, I guess, for safety's sake, you kind of tend to keep mind your own business.
Yeah,
sort of
well, eye contact sometimes can be a threatening thing.
Right.
To folks that, you know, they're in a...
thing. I'm threatened by these two ladies looking around the corner at me.
Oh,
You can come over and join the conversation if you like.
no, they're not threatening at all.
Oh, okay. I was just kidding. I was being
Guys,
facetious.
I'm sorry, you're being really loud and I'm having a hard time hearing this guy on the phone.
You only have to tell me once.
Kristen saying he just now walked out the door, so half hour, 45 minutes.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, yeah.
So, and I'll let you get back to work. All I was going to say was
Yeah,
that I grew up when I was very small. I grew up in the city. And then we moved out to Long Island. And I grew up out on the east end of Long Island in the middle of an oak forest for the past 35, 40 years. So I've come from a more rural environment and that kind of thing. So this is very...
Are people
Nice.
on the Long Island kind of have a different style of interaction? Are
Oh,
they a little
yeah.
more laid back than when you get into the city? It's a little more tense.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
Matter
lived
of fact,
2 years in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And that's a cool place.
Uptight.
Well, it's a real different feel than some of the other cities like Boston or New York, where the hustle and bustle and the business is, you know, really what it's all about. Washington felt more like a hometown, and you got people from all over the country that move there.
Right.
And of course, it's real intense because it's all this politics.
Right.
I just had a different feel when I lived there than I had visited some of these other.
Oh, it is totally, yeah.
And-
Beautiful subways.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And Chicago, another great place.
I've never been to Chicago and I don't know if it's on my list.
Yeah, you know, with the big lake right there,
Right.
that affects all the weather. It affects how people think about stuff. The wind's always blowing there, and in the winter, that's the coldest I've ever been in my life. It was
Coming from Colorado,
in
that's
Chicago.
saying something.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like 2 degrees, but
Oh,
with
yeah.
that humidity, it felt like 20 below.
Oh, is that lake
And
effect?
here you can get down to 5-10 degrees, and feels like 30, 40 degrees.
Oh,
in
I go out on
another
my
city.
balcony when it's
In
35
another
degrees
city.
with a t-shirt on and I'm fine for a
Yeah.
while. Especially if the sun's coming in.
Yeah.
The sun's very strong here.
Yeah, with low humidity, it's a very mild winter.
No, it's nice.
Yeah.
No, we're enjoying ourselves.
Good.
Beautiful state. And I actually wanted to move here. I had plans to move here about 25 years ago, and then it just kept happening over and over again, so we finally made it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else we can?
No, that's it. You know what? I know we
Explain
started
or
off a little
show.
apprehensive, but I appreciate you coming around. And I'm a firm believer, which I'm sure you are. Open communication and dialogue can solve 99% of the world's problems.
Sure.
So I think we did that here today.
Yeah, communication is key.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's one thing we try to engender in our group. If you look in our lobby, we've got our beacon statement is setting the standard in public works and development.
Right.
We just got accredited by the national, it's the APWA, American Public Works Association.
Okay.
And for about 2 years, we worked on all of our processes, procedures, and we codified everything. We got a big operations manual that tells how we do business and how we try to aspire to excellence. And up here along the top, you see actually put our mission statement right up here.
Gotcha.
Above the desk. We painted this gray and then put the black lettering on just a
Right.
few months ago. And then in the lobby, we painted that red and put our beacon statement.
I saw that was the first thing I saw when I came in.
These are our values. Strive, and that came out of our mission, vision, values, and beacon statement analysis. So what we strive for is service, trust, respect, integrity, vision, and excellence in everything we do. So we're trying to inculcate that into our culture. So when we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. So
I
that's
agree
been one of
100%.
our goals. And then this is the accreditation. We got this February of 2018.
Staff must be very proud of this.
They are, and we have to reaccredit in 2022. So right now, here at the end of the year, we're going through our all of our processes and procedures, over 400 different things that we do to try to serve the public, do our work well,
It would
try to
definitely
expedite what we do.
I just don't know.
We do it with high quality, but we're going through an exercise right now where we're reviewing the practices that we had certified in 2018, and then by 2022 we'll meet with the national board. They come in and spend several days here, interview all the different managers, different people in all of our divisions. So our divisions are building, zoning, planning, engineering, transportation, animal services, and our admin group.
Okay.
So each group will sit down with the national board members and go through all of our practices and tell where we've improved, things that we still need to write down.
Sort of expose the strengths and the weaknesses.
Yeah, that's what it does. And then we try to continuously improve. So out of all this came a commitment to continuous improvement.
Good. Well, with that attitude, I'm sure they're going to sign you up for another 4 years.
Well, we have to prove up on it.
You will.
So
I'm sure you will. I'm
So it
confident you
says, recognition of conformance to the recommended management practices established by Accreditation Council of APWA. So that's something we're...
That's a milestone. Yeah, that's definitely a...
Because one thing that the public perceives a lot of when they interact with government is bureaucracy, inefficiency, wasting their public dollars. We're trying to
3190
mitigate
non-transparency.
non-transparent. We're trying to make sure that we are actually leveraging those hard-earned dollars that citizens pay.
Right.
And they expect something for that.
Sure.
And in an orderly society where we have zoning regulations to protect the next person who's going to buy that house, or building permits, the next person who's going to buy that house wants to know, was it built properly according to code?
Right.
Is it going to be safe for my family? It wasn't just thrown together in a hodgepodge way.
Right.
If you've ever been in developing countries, there's a lot of things missing there.
I have not, but I had some friends who actually worked with us back in New York from Ecuador, and we had a conversation about how in Ecuador there is no building department. You can build whatever you want, however you want.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous
That
situation.
might be good for someone who wants no rule of law.
Right.
But how does that guarantee any safety or comfort for the next people who move in there? And if the place falls down in a hurricane or something, it kills people. So
Right.
there's this kind of delicate balance between high expectations of the public for public servants and public agencies, and this also expectation to keep the cost down and for people to be, transparent and working hard on behalf of those who pay the bills.
Right. Well, and then there's also the delicate balance between keeping rule and regulation and safety and all that kind of stuff, and then limiting somebody's rights as far as what they can do with their own property.
It's true. And
So you
going
walk a
over the
fine
top,
line, right?
where you become more of this control type of agency,
Right.
Controlling what people do and think,
Sure.
and that kind of thing. So,
Oh, I actually lived in a small town in Miami, a small city within the border of Miami, Metro Miami. And you have 5 different colors that you can choose from to paint your house.
yeah, and a lot of homeowners associations have limited palettes for that kind of thing.
Right. No American flags out on the balcony.
Yeah, the developers will a lot of times put together an HOA, homeowners association, and they write the rules and regs for that area.
Right.
And then people who want to live there, if they believe in those covenants and those restrictions, they sign off of that when they buy the house. They say, well, I covenant with all my neighbors that I'll only paint my house one of 3 shades of beige.
Right.
And other people come along and go, oh, I want to paint mine bright orange and blue like the Broncos. Not allowed here.
Right.
But there's other places that can move where there are no covenants, restrictions. And
Absolutely.
they can paint
No,
their house
it's sort of like
any color they
buying
want.
land next to an airport, building your house there, and then
And they
complaining about the
complain,
landowners.
yeah.
Same
That
thing.
happens a lot. That happens a lot.
Right.
But in a land of liberty, people choose where they want to live.
Oh, absolutely.
And the type of restrictions that they might place upon themselves, either voluntarily or through a covenant with the HOA. But then you've also got local government entities that will place that upon their population, and people, if they don't like that, they can move to a different place where they don't have all that.
Right.
That's why a
Which
lot of
sometimes
folks
is
like
not so
to-
simple, but
Yeah.
like you said, you choose your own bed, you lay in it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
But you also are born in a certain place, your parents had you when you were a kid, and you just kind of grow up in that place, in that
Right.
culture.
Right.
And you may not even know how people live in another place unless you travel there.
Yeah, you have to travel.
Yeah.
It's very important.
So it helps everybody to have that opportunity to explore other places, and then you come back and you tend to appreciate where you grew up more than you did.
Or bring back some good ideas and things that work. And
you go, wow, they do it differently there. I like that.
Right.
I'm gonna eat that sushi.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway,
Absolutely.
here's our last.
Yeah, I caught this on the way.
That's what we call the beacon statement. It's kind of not a slogan or a motto, but it boils down all these things we talk about. What's our mission? To serve the community. Here's our values, our vision.
Right.
We haven't put the vision statement up, but it's to aspire to excellence, to apply these things, and then you boil it all down. So what we want to really be is to set the standard in public works and development, rather than lagging.
Up in the game.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So.
Have a lot of your staff been here for many years, or do you have a long term?
We have quite a mix. We have some folks that have been here 30 years or more.
Okay.
We have people who were just hired a few months ago.
Gotcha.
And one of the challenges is in a multi-generational workplace, how do you work with people of in different eras and what
That's
they
the
grew up
challenge at home too.
with. It is. It is. Yeah. Yeah. Because you guys grew up with technology. I didn't have a computer until 1982.
I got an Apple IIc right around that time.
Yeah.
You know what amazes me? These days with these kids, they can all type. We couldn't type. Who knew how to type?
Yeah.
Secretaries knew how to type.
For their thumbs.
Yeah. Oh, I still do the pigeon thing with 2 fingers. I can't. I'm terrible.
Or they just go beyond that and quit typing and just talk it in there.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Just hit send.
Yeah.
All you
But
need
then
is one
sometimes you send things you didn't mean to say. Yeah. Siri's got a mind of her own.
You better spell check it.
It's fun, you have fun with it. It's all good. It's all good. And then when I get stuck, you just, you call one of the teenagers over, they straighten you right out, and that's
Yeah.
where it goes.
Set you straight.
But I'll let you get back to work.
Okay,
And
well,
I'm
thank
sorry,
you.
it was Daniel. Daniel,
Jason.
I really appreciate your
nice
professionalism,
to
your
meet you.
courtesy, all the information.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
You made it
My name?
Ben?
Ben. Nice to meet you, Ben. Jason.
made it a wonderful visit for us.
Okay, all
I
right.
appreciate that.
All right,
Thank you
thanks a
so
lot.
much. And you guys are doing a fabulous job. Let the staff know that for whatever it's worth, we think you're doing a fine job.
All right, thanks a
All right.
lot.
Have a great day.
Okay.
All right, guys, that was the
Alright, so that was the Arapahoe County Public Works and Development. At first they were apprehensive about us and weren't sure why we were here, but in the end they respected our right to be taking photo and video inside. So I'd call that a pass. And so, watching the Watchmen, coming to you with Amagansett Press from the Arapahoe County Public Works and Development Office. See you on the next one, guys. Watching the Watchmen, out.